Hi Virgo, this is your March 2018 reading with the Astro. I know you haven't seen my face in a while. Finally was able to do readings without my baby being in the room or in the house. And so I had more time to set up for the reading today. So hopefully my readings will be a lot longer as well. So thanks for being patient with me thus far. All of those who've been with me for a year now, and welcome to any new subscribers that I have. It's really a pleasure to have you on board. So let's jump into the astrology aspect before I touch on the tarot. So basically, for Virgo, this is a big month for you. You have a full moon on the 2nd of March in the UK, maybe the 1st of March in the US, or other parts of the world as well. But between the 1st and the 2nd, we have a full moon in Virgo. That's a very special full moon for you because it only happens once a year. And it happens in your area of identity. It's all about you and you making big changes in your identity. And that could show up in ways, for instance, the way you dress, the way you, I'm a Virgo myself. Well, I'm really trying to take all these energies and put it towards my YouTube channel and trying to make something out of it. But it really changes your image out in the world, the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, maybe haircuts, makeup. For the men, definitely the way he dresses or grooms himself. For ladies, or makeup, haircuts, just changing your look, going out and splurging on outfits. For people who are less materialistic, it just may mean that you change something significant in you, your character, your identity. You might decide maybe if you identify yourself as a wife, or if you identify yourself as a particular job, maybe an accountant, lawyer, a tarot reader, you may decide to change that, or that area might climax for you around the full moon, where things may do very well for you and your identity will shine through at that time. And you'll get confirmation that either you're looking good or your identity out in the world is being well received. So it could either happen on its own, which it usually does, but if you know the how the energy is moving, you can use that to your advantage. So you can decide, okay, well, this is what's happening, this is what I want in terms of my identity. This is a good time to do it because the energies are moving in the area of my identity. So this is a good time for me to get that haircut. It probably will work out well. You know what I mean? So you can either allow things to happen to you and be more feminine and more receptive, or you can decide to be more in your masculine, and you can decide, you know what, I will go out and allow my will to allow this to work for me as well. So this is happening on the 1st and 2nd of March. Now March is very special because March you have like 3 lunar issues going on, plus you have Mercury retrograde happening as well. So I'll touch on all of that before we jump into the tarot reading, because in my experience, what's happening with the planets usually show up in the tarot reading. So if I give you a brief note of what's happening with that, then we're better able to understand what's happening with the tarot. On the 17th, we have a new moon, new beginnings in your 7th house, the area of relationships. So you may have a sweetheart coming in, male or female, or whatever it is your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter, but there will be a new beginning in an existing relationship, or there might be a new person walking in for you. And that's exciting. That's exciting for anybody, even though you've been in an old relationship or you want something new to start off. So definitely I'll be looking out for that, because I notice a lot of people tend to look at my readings for romance, and I don't get as much hits if it's not about romantic readings. So I'll see what I can do in terms of that, and my title will also reflect that. So on the 31st of March, we have a full moon in Libra, and this is in your second house. I'm sorry if you hear snoring. My dog Omika is making noise in the background. So in your second house, this is all about earn income from your work. It could also mean value. You're really valuing yourself, knowing your worth, self-esteem issues may climax for the positive. So you may realize, wow, you may get a promotion at work because people really realize your value at work. You may receive money coming in for you through work or through lottery or just receiving money from your spouse, although that's usually the 8th house. But second house is all about money coming in. It's all about value. Or you may just decide, and your friends may decide, you know what, Zuki's who? I said my name. Sorry, because I'm talking about Virgo, so I kind of identified with it personally. Sorry about that. They might really realize your worth at this point in time, for your honest and true characteristics will shine through at that time, and people will value you and you will value yourself. From my own experience in my own life, what I've realized is you valuing yourself is the cake and the icing, and everybody else and what they think about you is just a cherry on top. If they love you, cherry on top. If they don't like you too much, then hey, we can eat the cake without the cherry, can't we? So I mean, but loving yourself and valuing yourself is the key. And so on the 31st of March, a lot of energies around wealth, around value. And we have your Mercury retrograde on the 8th, in your 8th house, Virgo. So Mercury retrograde is all about communications going haywire. So we're talking about communications going haywire in areas to do with your 8th house. We're talking about money from banks, money from insurances. We're talking about money from your spouse going haywire, communications going haywire in terms of insurance payouts, in terms of banking payouts, in terms of money coming in from divorces, child payments, money coming from banking and from government institutions. So if you're waiting for money to come in through some means other than you working at a job, there might be mixed communications. Email didn't go through, and letters didn't come through to you. So you really need to be patient. Make sure you're sending your letters to the right place. Make sure you're sending emails to the right place. Double check and check wisely. Aside from money, you may have mixed communications in your relationships, intimate relationships. 8th house is like a Scorpio house. It's all about relationships, as well as your 7th house. So we're talking 3 weeks basically in that area where communications are going to go awry when it has to do with other people's money that needs to come to you, or just your relationships, so your husband or your wife. Communication, people are just not understanding you properly. And so you need to be very careful to explicitly explain everything so everybody's on the same page. Okay. So let's jump into the reading. Okay, so Virgo, I'm here with your reading. So let's see how all of these energies, planetary energies, and lunar issues happening translate into your tarot reading. So Virgo, the situation at foot here is that you have all these ideas and all these ideas and possibilities going on with you. Now we have either possibilities of ways in which we can change our identity. We have possibilities in partnerships, different partners that are coming in, and people that we need to make decisions on. And we have different possibilities in ways that we can value ourselves more. We also have different possibilities of different streams of money coming in for you. So we have all of these things happening for you, Virgo. Different Virgos may have different energies that are focused on them depending on when exactly you're born. But this is basically what's happening with Virgo this month. Possibilities in areas of relationships, possibilities in ways that you can recreate yourself from an identity point of view, ways that you can recreate yourself from a value point of view, all these options and how you can value yourself more, and all these options and how money can come in for you without you working hard for it. That sounds very good to me, Virgo. Very good to me because I'm a Virgo as well. So, what's crossing you? What's working against you, Virgo? We have here that you're working hard. Virgo is a worker. Virgo rules the 6th house. 6th house is all about work, being productive. Virgo does not feel good if she or he is not productive. And so that's crossing you, not realizing that money can come in for you without you working hard for it. So that's a lesson that you probably need to learn this month. That, hey, people can value you with you just being yourself. You don't have to make so much of an effort. You just need to be you, Virgo. You need to value yourself, and you need to allow people to value you. Within relationships, within work areas, just be yourself. You don't have to try so hard. A little effort is good, but sometimes we as Virgos, we try so hard. People don't try as hard as we do, and then we get disappointed. And we exhaust ourselves, actually, or we drive ourselves to the grave. You just need to be yourself, Virgo. You just need to love yourself, and people will love you as well. And those who don't, well, they're just cherries on the cake. You're already the cake. You're already complete without them. And that's in areas of work or relationships. We need people, but we need good people in our lives. We don't just need just anybody. So in the very distant past, we have that you are waiting for fruit to bear. You're waiting for fruit to bear from your relationships. You are waiting for maybe money coming in from other sources to come through. You're waiting for people to value you. You're waiting for work situations to value you, relationships to value you. You're waiting for yourself to value you. And that wasn't happening. That wasn't happening, but this month things are going to turn around, I'm sure. So then we see here in the past that this is King of Pentacles. So something happened in the past where you started to realize your worth. You started to realize your self-worth. You started to realize your value. King of Pentacles is definitely not Queen of Pentacles, and it's not a Knight of Pentacles. You are at your peak. You know who you are. You know your self-worth. You're just waiting for everybody else to notice. And this is what I'm seeing. And because you know your self-worth, and that whatever situation happened to you in the past, to realize, hey, I am worth a lot more than I'm receiving. I'm worth a lot more than I've gotten. And so guess what's happening in the present? New opportunities are coming to you. Relationships, career. You just starting anew with yourself and your own identity. Presently, that's what's happening with you. That's what's happening in March. And we see in the future, after you start this new career, you start this new identity, you start this new relationship, you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. Should I continue being just myself, or will I revert and continue to drive myself in the grave and continue making an effort, more of an effort than other people are making, and valuing them more than more than you're valuing yourself? That's a decision that you need to make at the end of March. Am I going to value myself more than others? Am I going to value myself equally as others? Or am I going to continue to do what I've been doing in the past and allowing people to believe that they have more value than me in a relationship, giving their needs more preference than mine or than yours. And that is really what I believe Virgo is coming to terms with this month. Because it's all about value in the tarot reading. You're holding on to money. You're holding on to money. You're holding on to your value. You might be holding on to your old ideals and not realizing that it's time to switch. It's time to value yourself more. It's time for, if you value yourself, there are some people who need to go. There's some work situations that need to go. There's some identity patterns and thinking patterns that need to go to keep up with the new you. And what we see in the outside environment is people are noticing your value, and they're going to give you that value this month through money, through the way they treat you, the way they acknowledge you, maybe through promotions at work, maybe through but if you're sending out resumes, you getting that job that you want, people valuing you at a new organization, that's happening for you. So, I mean, if in any of these situations you want to move on to a new relationship, you will be valued. If you want to get into a new career, you will be valued. At your present career, you will be valued. That's coming in for you. What we see your hopes and dreams are is that you will be independent and that you will value yourself and other people will value you. And we see it's coming true. Again, we see not only in the outcome but in the future card, there's a decision that has to be made. And that decision is based on value. The same thing I said before. Are you going to revert to the old way of being where you would exhaust yourself for other people and value other people more than you valued yourself? Or are you going to now appreciate yourself, value yourself, and only accept situations that value you, and therefore stop making so much of an effort and stop making more of an effort than other people are making with you? Just allow life to flow, Virgo. Life needs to flow. Life needs to flow. So, I hope you're happy with this reading. I hope you understand. A quick summary is basically, Virgo, you have all these options at your feet. Relationships, career, identity, all these options on how to recreate yourself, how to bring in money, all these options of new people who are willing to love you. And the ball is in your court. There are new things coming in terms of all these areas of your life, and you need to make a decision. Will I continue being my old self and value people more than me, or am I going to value myself equally as the next person, or even more than the next person? That's basically it, Virgo. You're coming into like a soul shift this month. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what's going on. Last month wasn't really a good month for me, so I really appreciate any comments, likes, subscribes. And you take care, Virgo. Hope to see you in April and May and June and July. Anyway, love you. Bye.